So, what is the biggest lesson you hope people take away from Audrey's children?
Oh my gosh, the biggest one? I mean, there's so many. She's just such a she was just such a force, you know. I think probably the biggest lesson is to, have a mission that you're working for that is achievable every day, even when you're told no. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Y- because she is she is constantly there's constant roadblocks put up in her way, and she just never really acknowledges that that's a problem. She just acknowledges that there's got to be another answer, and she works around it, and she finds a way to achieve the goal that she has. And the goals are the daily goals, and the small goals and the little goals are all in service of the big goal, which is making sick kids better. Making ill children live longer and live better and heal families and stuff like that. I mean, she's a saint in any other religion, I think. I mean, she's such a remarkable and positive person.
yeah, absolutely. I interviewed Jimmy Simpson a few months ago, and he told me about this movie, and I read all about Dr. Audrey Evans afterwards, and I think she is incredible too, and yeah.
Yeah, she is incredible, and nobody really. I mean, the people that knew, but nobody really much outside of Philadelphia knew. And now I hope everybody will know, and everybody
Yeah,
will see that they can live a life like that. They can live a
yeah,
life like that.
yeah, definitely. Um, so can you relate to your character in any way?
Oh yeah, Dr. Coop. Well, he was pretty remarkable himself. He was a very accomplished surgeon, and I knew him only in the way that most people knew him as the Surgeon General, and I didn't really know much about his tenure at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. But after looking into it, he was also a remarkable guy in that he invented a lot of procedures that saved a lot of kids' life. I think he was among the first to do open heart surgery on infants, and certainly he was removing tumors and doing all sorts of that kind of surgery. But he separated Siamese twins at the hospital. So he was very adept surgeon. But he also was focused on the mission of making people better, of a doctor's mission of, he was all about healing, and he was all about science, and that's what he cared most about. It didn't bother him that Audrey was a woman, for example. It didn't bother him to be working with black doctors or Jewish doctors or any of the problems that seem to prop up in the 60s that don't seem to be re- relevant today. Although I guess they are in a way, I don't know. But, it was all about the science, and it was all about making lives better. And he was a force to be reckoned with himself, and maybe the only kind of person that could be Audrey's boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, so were there any scenes that were particularly challenging to film?
Oh, for me, yeah, anything with any kind of medical dialogue in it. I mean, I think we have some kind of walk and talk where I have to talk about her studies in chemotherapy, and I had to say all these $10 words, and boy, I don't think I ever said it right once, but they were very patient with me and got it out. And Natalie could whip that stuff off without a problem, but man, I just I was stumbling over it the whole time. So that was challenging. Yes, that was challenging. Usually, I can create a little song in my head about it, but boy, I couldn't get the rhythm or the meter of of
Yeah.
some of that terminology.
Were there any scenes from the movie that you had to do multiple takes and would make it on a blooper reel?
Oh, that would make it on a blooper reel. Well, certainly that one. Boy, I don't know. Probably. Uh, but what I think should make it on a blooper reel and what makes it on a blooper reel is two different things. So, boy, let me think. Uh, we didn't really have a lot of time to kill in this. It was not a highly budgeted film, and we had to get in and out of our locations pretty quickly. So there wasn't a lot of time for screwing up and screwing off. Uh, did I? No, I can't think of anything really off the top of my head except for that one we shot in the subway that was goofy. Um, mm, Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, I that's
Sure, Natalie and
okay.
Amy and Julia could come up with a few, but I think you're hoping for maybe the pool scene. No, there were no bloopers in the pool scene as far as I knew.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so what genre of movie would your life story be told as?
My life story?
Yes.
Oh, it would be a really boring. It would be a really boring kitchen sink kind of movie. I think it
Hmm.
was. Yeah, I don't know. I,
Hmm.
nobody's going to make a movie in my life, and thank goodness.
Um, so, what personality trait has gotten you in the most trouble?
Um, what personality trait has gotten me in the most trouble? In what context? I mean, I should bring my wife in here, and she should answer that question. Uh, Golly, got me in the most trouble. Uh, these are tough questions. I think my I think maybe just my size has gotten me in the most trouble. My stature. People assume a lot when they see a 6'3", 200 and some pound guy walk in the door, and I'm really just a teddy bear. I'm not like a grizzly bear, so maybe that's gotten me in the most trouble. People think I'm
Hmm.
a lot tougher than I am.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So my final question for you is if you had a warning label, what would yours say?
um, if I had a warning label, what would mine say? No smoking. That's what it would say.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I loved talking with you, and I can't wait for everyone to see this movie.
Thanks, Maya. Thanks. I can't wait for people to see it too. Audrey was a really remarkable person and an example to all of us, any gender, any age. I mean, she's really something. I'm glad
Yeah.
she's finally making it to the screen and people know about her.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much again.
All right, thank you, Maya.